I wasn't looking for another dog.
That
I had
stuff is
only
gross.
stopped by PetSmart to pick up my mom's foster dog, planning to be in and out within a few minutes. But then I noticed a tiny chihuahua sitting quietly inside one of the adoption kennels. He wasn't barking or trying to get anyone's attention. He simply sat there, overweight, gray around the face, with the saddest eyes I'd ever seen. I caught myself whispering, "Oh my gosh, he's the cutest little old man I've ever seen." We looked at each other for only a few seconds before I walked away, but I couldn't stop thinking about him. His face stayed with me for days. While making coffee, driving to work, or folding laundry, I'd suddenly picture that little dog sitting all alone. Finally, I texted a friend, "Do you know the rescue that has that little fat chihuahua at PetSmart?" She sent me their information and I contacted them right away.
What's up? What are you doing? Huh?
A few days later, Shorty came home with me. I believed I was simply adopting an older dog who needed a second chance. What I didn't realize was that he would end up changing my life just as much as I changed his. Sometimes the dogs we rescue quietly rescue us too.
Shorty.
The rescue told me Shorty had spent his entire life with one woman. She loved him deeply, and he loved her right back. When she passed away, he lost the only home and family he had ever known. Suddenly, those sad eyes made perfect sense. They weren't asking for attention, they were grieving. At his first veterinary appointment, I assumed the doctor would simply tell me he needed to lose weight. Instead, blood tests revealed something unexpected. He has hypothyroidism, the vet explained. That diagnosis answered everything: his weight, his lack of energy, and how exhausted he always seemed. It had probably gone undiagnosed for years, and on top of that, he'd also been overfed.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
We started a brand new routine. Every morning it was medication first, then carefully measured meals. No extra treats, no table scraps. Sometimes he'd stare at me with those huge brown eyes as if saying, "Seriously? That's all you're giving me?" I'd laugh and tell him, "Sorry, buddy, your doctor would be pretty upset with me if I gave you another cookie."
Are you hungry? Do you want food? Come on, let's go get your food. Come on.
Because of all the extra weight pressing on his tiny legs, I didn't rush him into exercise. His joints had already carried more than they should have. For weeks, our biggest achievement wasn't going for walks, it was simply eating healthier. Slowly but surely, the pounds started coming off.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Once he'd lost enough weight, we began taking short walks around the apartment complex. 5 minutes became 10, then 15, then 20. Before long, Shorty was happily waddling down the sidewalk with his little tail up. Eventually, his weight settled between 7 and 8 pounds, exactly where it should have been.
Hi, do you want dinner? Hi, Shorty. Hi. Are you hungry?
The biggest transformation wasn't his body, it was his personality. His eyes became brighter, his tail wagged more often, he seemed lighter in every possible way. Watching him slowly come back to life felt like witnessing hope in its purest form.
What? Come on.
I've loved every dog I've ever owned, but there was something different about Shorty. Maybe it was because he was older. Maybe it was because we'd found each other exactly when we both needed someone. Whatever the reason, our bond felt unlike anything I'd experienced before.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Most evenings, we'd climb into bed together. He'd curl up beside me in the tiniest little ball and let out this long, contented sigh. I'd gently scratch behind his ears and ask, "You okay, little man?" He'd simply close his eyes, and somehow that felt like the sweetest answer in the world.
Hi, honey. Hi, baby.
We also spent plenty of time walking around the neighborhood and visiting the local dog park. People quickly fell in love with him. Despite being a tiny senior Chihuahua, he somehow became everyone's favorite little regular. It was impossible not to smile whenever Shorty waddled by.
Come here. What are you doing? Can I pet you?
At home, he lived with my much bigger dog, Toad. Toad absolutely adored him. He followed Shorty everywhere like a little bodyguard. If Shorty walked into another room, Toad wasn't far behind. It was as if he'd decided that protecting this tiny old gentleman was now his full-time job.
Hi, Shorty. Are you sleepy? Are you ready for bed? Yeah. You ready for bed? Let's go. Come on.
Shorty didn't exactly return the same enthusiasm. He mostly tolerated Toad's endless affection. Whenever Toad bounced over wanting to play, Shorty would give him that classic grumpy old man look that practically said, "Kid, maybe later." Then he'd slowly walk away while Toad patiently accepted the rejection.
Quit that. I'm coming. Let's go.
What amazed me was how gentle Toad became around him. With larger dogs, he loved roughhousing, but around Shorty, he was incredibly careful. Somehow he understood that this little senior dog needed kindness instead of chaos. Watching them together was one of my favorite parts of every day. Toad's story was a rescue story too. His mother arrived at a shelter while pregnant, and my own mom fostered her. She gave birth to 10 puppies. I met Toad just a few days after he was born, adopted him immediately, and my mom adopted his mother. Our family came together because rescue gave every one of them another chance. Looking back, I only had a little more than 3 years with Shorty. It never feels like enough when you love a dog.
Okay.
But those 3 years were filled with slow walks, quiet evenings, gentle cuddles, and countless little moments that became unforgettable memories. He taught me that healing doesn't happen all at once. It happens one small step, one good day, and one act of love at a time. I still miss him every day, and I probably always will. But if Shorty's story can do one thing, I hope it reminds people not to overlook senior shelter dogs. Behind the gray faces and slower steps are hearts that still have so much love left to give. If this story touched you or reminded you of a dog you'll never forget, I'd love for you to share it with someone else. You never know, one small story might inspire someone to give another old dog the second chance they've been quietly waiting for.